Hi there, Darth Geekily here with a quick Darth's haul video on something I hauled. Actually, the mailman hauled this. It is the newest wave of Star Wars Black Series 6-inch featuring Ahsoka Tano, or Tano, Kanan Jarrus, and Luke Skywalker, or Farmboy Luke, or Ugly Shirt Luke. Take your pick. I ordered these online. I kind of panicked, and I was afraid I wouldn't find these on store shelves. So as soon as I saw them online at a certain Canadian retailer, I ordered them, and officially did not overpay for them. Unofficially, I way overpaid for them. But anyway, I am so excited to get these. I know this Luke has been the subject of some controversy because of the soft goods shirt or tunic. In hand, it doesn't look so bad. I'm hoping I can sort of play with them and make the tunic not look too bad. But I still really am excited to have a Farmboy Luke. Excited for all these figures, so give me a moment to open them, and we'll take a little slightly kind of closer look at them. Okay, I'm so excited that I had to change my shirt. Actually, I just played hockey. And even in Canada, even the nerds play hockey. So here is, first off, Kanan Jarrus out of the packaging. And this is a pretty sweet figure. If you're not familiar with Kanan, he is in the animated series Star Wars Rebels, which takes place after the prequels, but before the original trilogy. So it's sort of just the, he's part of the beginnings of the Rebel Alliance. Very, very cool figure. So essentially what they've done is they've taken an animated character and made him look, for lack of a better word, real, as though he were an actual actor in a cinematic movie. But again, he's based on a cartoon character. Here is the Rebels 3¼ inch figure, which is based on the animated look. So you can clearly see they are the same character. I think Hasbro has actually done a pretty good job translating this figure as though he were real. Now, there is some reference material for a non-animated looking Kanan. This is the novel Star Wars A New Dawn, which is kind of a prequel to Rebels, and there you see a less animated looking Kanan on the cover. And I don't know if they used that for a reference or not. It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, he had the very distinguishable haircut, and his goatee as well. He also, so he comes with his lightsaber, and they've done a good job. He has a very interesting hilt on his lightsaber, and they've translated that very well. Something the 3¼ figure does not come with is his blaster. And what's cool about this is it looks a lot like Luke's blaster in Return of the Jedi. So that is pretty cool. And he does have a holster for his blaster. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Rebels, the cartoon series, and I think this is a fantastic figure. I won't go over all the articulation because I'm lazy, but he's got double jointed knees. He's got a swivel at the midsection, ball jointed hips, great ankle articulation. There's an ankle pivot, single jointed elbows. I wish it was double jointed. Rotation at the head, ball jointed shoulders. If you've been collecting Star Wars Black Series, you know exactly what articulation he has. So yeah, really fun, really nice looking figure. Okay, and here is going to be a very popular figure. It is the Ahsoka Tano, or Tano, or Tano. A character that I admit I was not a huge fan of. She debuted in the Star Wars Clone Wars animated theatrical movie. Probably the only theatrical Star Wars movie I did not enjoy at least some aspect of. So we kind of got off on the wrong foot. She was kind of an annoying character in that movie. She was essentially the Scrappy-Doo of Clone Wars. However, in the actual Clone Wars TV series, she became a much more fleshed out character. And I learned to like her quite a bit. I know she has a huge following. This is not based on her look in Clone Wars. It's based on her look in, again, Rebels, where she is all grown up. She comes for 2 lightsabers. And just for comparison's sake, here is the 3¼ scale Ahsoka that's based on the Rebels cartoon. And here she is in kind of a more realistic style. This isn't the first time they've done an Ahsoka in a more cinematic realistic look. They're with a vintage Star Wars Vintage Collection figure, I'm trying to say, based on her look in the Clone Wars. And so, yeah, however, this is a fantastic figure. All the standard articulation. I find her legs a little gummy, so I'm a little worried about her standing. The other thing, she has some soft goods on her skirt. There's plastic and also some soft goods that make up her skirt. You probably can't tell, but there's some stitching in the back, so I'm scared to put her in too much of a dynamic pose with her legs because of that stitching, but that might just be my paranoia. She comes in for 2 lightsabers. In Rebels, because she left the Jedi Order, her lightsaber is essentially white, so there's no real color on them, so they have a very light blue that matches what you see in the Rebels cartoon. So yeah, very, very cool figure. I know a lot of people are going to love this one. And again, other than that stitching that I worry about coming apart in the back, very, very solid, solid figure. Okay, and now it's time for the soft goods elephant in the room. Here is A New Hope Luke, one of my most desired figures. And what Hasbro has done is made his tunic soft goods. And in hand, it's not as troublesome as I thought, but I still would have much preferred they not gone the soft goods route, or maybe did a combination of hard plastic and soft goods. The Revenge of the Sith, Obi-Wan Kenobi, is wearing kind of a similar outfit, but it's all sculpted with a little bit of soft goods on the side. Something like that would have been a lot better. I suspect Hasbro might be planning on using the bare-chested torso for a Dagobah Luke, and maybe they'll have a soft goods shirt on him as well. But like I said, it's a little disappointing. If you fiddle with it, you can sort of get the fabric to lay a little more naturally. And I did see someone on one of my many Star Wars toy Facebook groups. They used small elastic rubber bands, like those really small ones, the types you would use in your braces. And he put one around the elbows and around the waist, and it just kind of keeps the shirt a little tighter and looks a little more screen accurate. But like I said, I'm pleasantly not as disappointed as I thought, which is good. And again, I'm going to fiddle with it. Also, and I just worry about this fabric, wearing away or ripping and things like that. But he does have double jointed elbows, which is pretty fantastic. Comes with a lightsaber, and he comes with his macro binoculars. And there's a clip on them. I don't know if you can see that. That kind of goes around the belt. I don't know if I'm going to have him wearing that or not, because this already looks a little too bulky. But it's good detail on the belt. The boots and everything look nice. In some videos I've seen, it seems like the boots are too close to the same color, are similar in color to the pants. But in hand, they're not. There's a clear difference in the colors. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is the face sculpt, or the head sculpt. Okay, so here is the X-Wing Luke from the very first wave of Black Series. And again, my lousy camera, you probably can't tell. This is a very nice sculpt and an excellent paint job. I find this figure to be really underrated. You can clearly see with the new Luke, very minimal paint. In fact, it looks like it's just been sculpted in a flesh-colored plastic, and then the eyes and the hair painted. Whereas this Luke, again, you probably can't tell, but there is a little bit more depth to the flesh color. The eyes are painted a lot better. The eyes are painted a lot better on this guy. So it's just disappointing. Again, the cost to make these has gone up, and so the price of them have gone up, but the quality has not stayed equal to the first wave. So that's also disappointing, and you can't even really do a head swap because the flesh tones don't really match, and I think that the neck pegs are different. So little disappointing again as well that we're seeing sort of Hasbro kind of cheap out on the paint apps. And again, I understand these aren't Hot Toys, these aren't SH Figure Arts, but they should be at least as good as, you know, the earlier Black Series figures. However, with all that said, it's still a 6-inch New Hope Luke. Now, SH Figure Arts is also doing a Luke Skywalker. Now, of course, that SH Figure Arts Farmboy Luke is going to be a higher quality because you're spending, you know, double, triple, depending on where you get the figure. It's going to be a $60, $70, $80 figure. So obviously, you know, it should be much better. So again, I'm not asking for SH Figure Arts quality, but I'm asking at least for the same quality that was in, you know, the earlier Black Series waves. But still, I'm happy to have him. One thing I do note, I kind of wish he came with a Stormtrooper belt. A New Hope Han Solo comes with his regular belt and a Stormtrooper belt, which he wore on the Death Star. So that would have been a nice touch. Something else I think would have been kind of neat would have been a yellow lightsaber blade. I mean, obviously it should come with the blue one, but also come with an extra yellow lightsaber blade, just to be an homage to the vintage figure that inexplicably had a yellow blade. That would have been kind of cool. But again, this is a pretty great wave. You have a fan-demanded character in Ahsoka Tano, a cool, you know, another cool Jedi in Kanan, and of course a much-demanded, iconic, essential character for your Star Wars Black Series. So I do recommend the wave. I just wish Hasbro would put a little bit more effort into this very iconic figure. Okay, guys, that's it. Hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, see ya.